All right, friends. So now we're going to be more in this packet, the black and white one. Okay, so really it's about, first of all, first thing you need to do is figure out what your plan is, like how much money you want to make for the holidays. If you look a couple pages in, which we can do at the end, there's a holiday selling goal. Um, and so what you do is you figure it out. So what I always used to do, and this is the easiest way for me, I would make a list of everyone I bought stuff for Christmas for, and then about how much I wanted to spend on each person. And then I would be like, okay, $500. I need to sell 1,000 to get my 500. So like that was my goal. Like if I could pay for Christmas, and then and so then I'm gonna tell you how I shifted it. Okay. So I want you guys to figure out what your goal is. We'll try to do that before we leave today, of what your holiday sales are, and say that you don't buy a lot for Christmas for people. That's okay. Like I'm not saying like it has to be money for Christmas. It could just be, hey, I normally sell 500 a month, but this in Christmas I want to make 1,000. So like you're gonna bump your sales up, and then I'm gonna do this with the money. Okay. So you kind of figure that out. And it might be paying for Christmas and it might not. Okay. So what this packet does is there's an October, November, December plan. Think about it being a retail store. Hobby Lobby didn't start thinking about Christmas in August. They've been thinking about Christmas since, January, let's just say. Okay. So now that you're a retailer, you have to think ahead. So you should already have gifts wrapped. You should already be talking to people. You already need to know like what you need to order. So because the products for the holidays are limited edition, they're going to run out. Okay. Somebody's going to come up with great ideas all the way between now until Christmas. There's one that's in your packet, and it says like Santa's been busy granting wishes, so he sent you a bunch of holiday kisses. That came out one year. I hurried and made it, and I sold like 23. It was a lip balm with some Hershey Kisses in it because it was a very inexpensive small thing. Sold the heck out of them. Okay. That's been one of my favorite ones ever since. You can put any product in there. So it just depends on how much they want to spend. You can put mascara, anything in the little bag. It was, a pretty decent sized bag. But like that didn't come out till like the week before Christmas. So that first year for me, that was a last minute thing. Last year when the caboodles came out, we jumped on that train and rode the caboodle train. So like somebody out there is making great ideas right now. Right now, the little suitcase is super cute, but somebody came up with that. So what I suggest to do for Christmas is when you see pictures, don't so much be like, I don't know how to make that. Like, I don't know where you get the suitcase from. Just be like, okay, I want to run with this. And then if you sell it, like, we'll go ahead and figure it out. Okay. Like, don't get so caught up in like, I don't have everything perfectly wrapped. Like, use other people's pictures. As long as it's a current product, you can do it. And the whole idea is like, if you post something and sell it, like, there's one that you'll see it when it pops up. I've posted it every year for the last 5 years. I sell one or two. It's a Halloween cup, and it says something about it's for a ghoul friend instead of a girlfriend. Okay. So I post it every year, and I'm like, well, that cup's sold out, but I can do it in this cup. And I go to Walmart, whatever cup Walmart's got, that's what I'm using. Okay. So like I don't get caught up in like I don't have that cup anymore. I'm just like, oh, that was one I already made. I don't have those cups anymore, but I could do this, or whatever. And most of the time, y'all, people don't care. They don't care that it's, one off or a different color or whatever. Same thing with those caboodles. I was like, well, I don't have that caboodle, but I have this caboodle. And people will be like, okay, yeah, that works. Like most people are pretty laid back. Okay. The idea is cute. And then like you have to sell it to them. But just like I was telling y'all, making them think about their skin, you also have to make them think about gifts. They're not thinking, oh, I could get my mom some skincare. Oh, I could get this. Oh, I could get that. Rebecca and I were chatting the other day, and she was like, I think I'm gonna go to this fraternity and tell these kids, like, because she has a person who works with the boys in Oklahoma, and she was like, I'm gonna go set up a pop-in shop. You went too far then. A stop and shop, a pop and shop, a stop and shop for the frat guys to get their mom's gifts, their girlfriend's gifts.
Right, yeah. Rebecca.
No, you do it right before, yeah.
Yeah, this is your board. Do you see that picture? You just look it on the website itself. We just, I don't even know.
So anyway, sorry, y'all. So just sometimes it's like the idea that you need, but like they are not thinking I gotta get my mom a gift, and then once they think, oh, I need to get my mom a gift or my wife a gift, like it's last minute. And think about men. You know how many men go home on Valentine's Day and stop at the drugstore on the way? Like they didn't think about that ahead of time, right? So like our job is to tell them ahead of time, like I can make you a gift set. I can deliver it. I can customize it. So that's where we need to be right now. And one thing is as you talk to guys, hey, for Christmas, I got your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, like whoever they got, your mama, whoever you need to buy for, I got you. But you have to be saying that to get him to think it. Okay. Um, I've also seen it done where like you get your husband's phone and you text them, but making it sound like it's from him. So like, don't word it all girly with emojis. You're like, hey, yo, my wife does like Mary Kay. She can get a customized gift, any price point, wrap delivered. How much you want to spend? And you're sending it to the guys in his phone as if it's coming from him, but you're really sending it. All right. Okay. So like sometimes you just have to like think those things, but you can't just on, December 15th be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna start wrapping some gifts. So what I typically do is what we're gonna do in a few minutes with the make and take. Wrap up one of everything, not everything. Wrap up one of lots of things, and you carry around your basket. Get a little basket with all your stuff, and you take it everywhere you go. Imagine if you're at dinner and you put your basket on the table. The waitresses will be like, "What you got in there?" Oh, just some like early holiday gifts. Like, well, I mean, right now we have Halloween. So you could be like some little holiday goodies for girlfriends, like ghoul friends, best friends, or whatever. Just, teacher gift, like, whatever. Oh, well, let me see what you got. People are nosy. They want to know. So they're going to dig. So if you don't sell it right before Christmas, you give it to one of the people on that list that you made. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I want to spend $20 on Rebecca. Okay, I didn't sell these eye patches that are wrapped. That's $20 my cost. I'm giving those to Rebecca. Okay, I didn't sell this teacher gift. So I'm gonna send it to our teacher. And then if you sell it and you ain't got nothing left when you show up, you go buy him something. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, you sell those. So when I used to do holiday open houses, I would wrap 10 of everything. But then if nobody buys it, you unwrap it and you gotta like put everything back and you wasted the wrapping and all things. So if you just wrap one of everything and show people, take pre-orders, then you have plenty time. Okay. So that's really where you want to, you want to be thinking now who I'm talking to, who I'm selling to, if you have any appointments between now and then, you talk to every doctor. Hey, who does the gift giving around here? Like, what do y'all do for the holidays or, whatever. And so like I did that one time at my old dentist office. And she was like, well, I like to do like a cash, bonus for them. And I was like, well, what about just something small? That the way they get something like to go with it. Oh my God, I love that idea. So she would often buy them stuff. So then the next year I went back and she was like, could we do like a Thanksgiving gift? Yeah, girl. So then the next time I went back, she bought a Halloween gift. So she would always buy her staff something just to like, what's something everybody could use. One year she did brushes. So I put them in a brush cup and I wrapped them. So like it could be anything, but start talking to people about who does the gift giving, how much do you spend, like how you customize it. There was a girl years ago, it was like a big corporate office, like think about the mirrored building, the atrium, and like they bought that many satin hands. So she had to wrap them and get them all delivered, and it was like a lot. So she made the whole thing off that one corporate gift. I do find if you go to the office, if it's someone you do business with who knows you, like it might be an easier sell to them, but like I have my teacher friends, not too long ago, one of my customers, she's a principal. When the hand sanitizer came out, she ordered it was like buy whatever, get one free or whatever. So she ordered 12. So she paid for 9, she got 3 extra. I was like, is this like Christmas gifts? Because like I can send a little wrapping for it. And she's like, well, I just like to have stuff for my staff on hand for a little goodies as like a congrats, a thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. So then I told her when I got the stuff, if she still had them, I was going to send the stuff and she could wrap them around the holidays or whatever. And so you just never know like who could use it or where they could use it. But you have to set like, oh, I have teacher gifts, like, and then you're like, you look at what you have, especially the closer you get to Christmas. Okay, well, I have this on hand. I can make that work, So you can't be as picky the closer you get to Christmas. So, and right now, if you're selling it to guys, they're already going to forget by the time the holidays get here, you bought something. So like sell it now, kind of thing. And so one idea is you can tell them to pay half now so you can order the product. And then when you go deliver it in December, you get the profit. But the product is paid for up front. And so you don't have to worry about forking out the money yourself. So say I do a half, a little, you can pay half now, half next month, or half now, or just say half later. You can even collect it next month, and then you've already collected it in November. You know what I mean? Instead of waiting until December, then you have more money for Christmas in your pocket. So if you don't wait, so just be thinking like ahead, and then you know how much to order, and just kind of set aside type thing. So that's kind of how I've always done that. Um, in November, we have Pink Friday, which we do instead of Black Friday. I have moved Pink Friday to the Friday before Thanksgiving the last couple years because on Pink Friday, the second page is just November. I'm just kind of giving y'all some ideas. On Pink Friday, it's whatever the biggest sale discount thing you want to do is. I typically do Pink Friday, and then we typically do a big sale in June for year end. That's really the only two sales besides the 50% off I do, unless there's the overstock, like of something, like I ordered too many of something, or I wasn't paying attention and I reordered it and I didn't need it. But I'm not going to do as deep of a discounts. Like I don't do a lot of little bitty sales all year, like your Targets and your Walmarts do. Every holiday there's a sale. I don't do that. I focus on my two big ones. They know when it is, and I go from there. So you can do a holiday open house where you have stuff wrapped and they can come shop. I've done that for many years, which is very successful if you get them to come. You can do online events where you're just holding up. Rebecca, go grab me just like a couple, maybe the Halloween gifts right now, please. Go live. Oh my God, look how cute this is. This is my hand cream. If you want to get any of your best friends a little gift, like, look how cute, like go live with the ones that you wrap. Because, like I said, you have to sell this to them. You have to tell them, I have these gifts. Okay. And you guys all have these in your pockets. So this one is just the satin handbag, and it's got like a little paper, and you just slip it right in front. And it tells them on the back, it has the steps for satin hands. Okay. Same bag also fits the Grinch or Santa. And they can put whichever one. And it just slips in right here. Okay. So you do Halloween or you do Christmas. So at Halloween, I'm going to go live and I'm going to show, look how cute. This is a little mummy with a hand cream in it, and you're telling them this is 12. So if you want to get your little ghoul friends a present, I'll throw some candy in it. And then, if you need a bigger gift for somebody and you want to do that. But like, you have to be telling people this. So like when if you're going to a party or a bigger event, or you have people coming to you, have it set out. And they're like, oh, what you got there? Oh, just some little gifts. In November, it's bringing whoever the Thanksgiving hostess is a gift. Like that's a big one, or send something to your teacher. I'm thankful for you. Before everybody sends a Christmas gift, why not send a thankful gift, kind of thing, or something small now and something small later. Like, just giving them the ideas, because they're not like, oh, they're just like, I need to go to a store. Especially men, husbands, younger, they're going to be like she was saying with the frat boys. I was like, that's freaking genius. They don't know what to go buy their mama. Like they not thinking. So if you're a wrap, I customize it, your price point, I can deliver it. They're like, what? What? Like that's already four things they didn't want to do. You know, like I'll tell my Alyssa's husband Coral, I'll tell him like, Alyssa needs this. Do you need me to wrap it when it comes in? Like, because he'll ship it to me. I'm like, don't need to wrap it too. Like I was like, she needs this. And so for her birthday, she got this Nutcracker mug. She was like, thanks. I was like, you're welcome. Like, because I'm like, Alyssa needs this. He was like, you get it. I said, I already got her a present. You get it. And he was like, okay. So the same thing at Christmas. I always call my uncle and be like, and so there's a paper you can do that's a holiday wish list that you can start having people fill out at their facials. And then you have their Santa. So you call them and you're like, hey, this is Jennifer. I recently facial Jane, and she made a wish list of things that she would love, and she listed you as one of her Santas. So I just kind of wanted to reach out and let you know, if you wait too long though, they're like, oh, I already ordered it, already got it. Her present's already done. So you can always be like, what about something small? Or, you have to be thinking to sell it to them. Stocking stuffers. Yes. There's a post I do every year about like, hey, don't forget mom's stocking. That's empty right now. And everybody else's is full. Or you just do your own. That's fine. Okay, so Pink Friday, I'll talk a lot about that as we get closer to it, but like you need to have your plan kind of in place early November. We can't be figuring out Pink Friday 2 days before. Like you can't just post about it once. Like you have to really educate your customers about it. There's Give Back Tuesday, which is Monday is online sales. Tuesday is a gift. Like It's got a name. The Tuesday after Thanksgiving, where you donate to like nonprofit places, essentially.
It's giving to giving.
Giving Tuesday, that's all it's okay. So Giving Tuesday, and then that would be the day you sell a lot of adopt a grandparents. You know, like, well, obviously marketing it before that too, but like, hey, what about a $5 towards adopt a grandparent? Because you think like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 was better than nothing. So if everybody just did 5 versus 13, Venmo me $5 today and I'll put it towards our grandparents. You know what I mean? And it adds up to get them. All right, let's see. Pink Friday. You could do customer appreciation if you want. We've done a couple holiday open houses. I used to do them a lot. When I've done it the last couple years, I kind of teamed up as my whole unit. Like y'all would just have your people come here. Everything would be wrapped and ready, and you just kind of show them gift ideas. You know, give them a gift for coming. That's kind of how I've done it in the past. We usually have like snacks and stuff. What the way that I would always do it is my stuff keeps track of who my best customers were. So the more that they've bought from me, I send them a coupon. So my really good customers, I have customers who spend over $600 a year. You don't think about it, but it adds up. 3 repair sets is, $600 or plus. So if they buy 2 repair sets and a couple other things, that's $600. So they might get $20, but it has to be spent at the open house. Your good middle customers might get like, 10. It has to be sent at the open house. You might give people who you just want to get over here 5, like there's a reason to come. And then if they bring a friend who's not your customer, you get another $5. If you RSVP, you get $5. Like, so you can give them a couple ways. And I would always have them book a little appointment. Hey, what time can you come? Like 11, 11:30. And it's okay if they're early or late. It's just giving you like not everybody's showing up at 11 o'clock. And so like little things like that, if you want to do a holiday open house, you just have to set up the work. Okay. And it's not anything difficult, but like if you can get them over there and show them ideas, but you can't just wrap everything and tell them once. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to put in the prep work. That's what I'm trying to say. And so then December, people do host parties in December, y'all. I'm not kidding. Lots of people sign up in December too. But that's when you're kind of like on the go selling. You're doing last minute sales, following up with people who mention stuff, 12 days of Christmas, the towers, like the little box towers, like stuff like that. So you want to get all those knocked out. All right. So it kind of goes into a few things like gift wrapping. You don't want to spend a lot. You just want to make it look cute. Which we're gonna do a lot of that today. So like I would have all my little basket full of stuff, and everything's kind of like gift wrapped. And if it's multiple things, you can put it in a clear bag with a bow instead. And most of these wraps are double sided, so you can pick like the Santa and the Grinch. You can kind of pick whoever you want. Like so, if I'm showing it, like you can, and all you do is tape them, y'all. So like you're on your live and you're like showing people you got in your basket. I can do this wrap or this wrap, kind of thing. And you collect your money up front before you wrap it. Or at least half. You pay half now, I get them all wrapped. Once it's ready, I'll deliver the rest and you can pay the rest. That way, if they back out, you didn't lose anything, you got your product. But they already paid you half, so they're probably not going to back out, right? So don't spend a lot. Just make it cutesy, make it simple. And look, if he's like, well, she really wanted like, this nightgown from Dillard's. Well, I could go buy it for you. Just tell me which one and how much, and I'll get it all wrapped together. Like, like sometimes you might just need to be the Santa. Like, and you'd be like, I go to the mall. I could grab that for him. Like, well, what else did you want to include? Maybe we could just tag team, put something together for, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, so different ideas like that. And a lot of times it's the teens. Like, this is a useful gift versus something that, so you have to sell that. But if you have a few things already wrapped now, when you go to your parties or appointments, oh, I just brought a few things so you could see some ideas I'm doing for the holidays, and just start showing people, and they're like, oh yeah, that thing was cute, like I didn't think anything of it. Because here's a perfect example. Last year, Delisa and I did a vendor show in Thibodaux, and it was a mistletoe market or whatever. Well, at the top, it said real big, Mary Kay Cosmetics. And so people were just like kept walking by our booth. And we had all this cute stuff like wrapped in the back. Okay. And we had in the back of the booth. So they had to come in the booth to see it. And so I noticed it. So I went and I ripped the sign down. After that, every person came in, what you got in here? It's so cute. And our sales picked up. Because in their head, they think, oh, Mary Kay, that's skincare. Like that's not holiday. Then I ripped the sign down and they were coming in to see what it was. And I started selling all this stuff, so like you just, because the gift wrap was cute. I know why. Okay. Buy everything on sale, especially like if it's from your Hobby Lobby, now is the time you could stock up on a few things. All right, holiday parties, theme it. Make it fit the holiday, something super cute. Let's see. A trunk show would basically be like you bring wrap stuff in your car to work. So I've heard people go to like those oil change places. 4 or 5 men work at them. They work all day. They don't got time to go anywhere. So if you have places that you can go, like Rebecca was saying, her son works with a bunch of guys. When can I show up? Like Courtney works on Saturdays. I could show up on a Saturday with my trunk. They could come out, pick what they want. Okay, I got it. Got your order. I'll be back in a few days. And then they take it back to work. But sometimes like you have to think about that kind of stuff, be thinking ahead. All right, then there's a corporate page, which you guys can read about. So this is where you're going to create your like holiday plan, where you want to focus. What do you feel comfortable with? I just love like all the ideas. So I do a bunch of them. Who can I, reach out to? Who can I go sell to? Where do I know a lot of people? That kind of thing. Does that all make sense so far? Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm reading it all right. All right. So with your holidays, there's also the 12 days of Christmas, which those boxes are some ideas. You can also just wrap 12 items, like, because think about the eye patches, they come in a box. All you have to do is wrap it. So you can just get some cutesy wrapping paper and wrap up 12 gifts. And I've seen them put in a basket. They have the old ones where they do a tower. We actually have an entire album on Facebook that has Christmas ideas on it, things that we found. The Dollar Tree is great. A lot of times they have little bitty like things that you can wrap, like the little suitcase, but like they had like an ornament one. What?
The snow globe.
The snow globe was a very popular one. And that's where it's helpful to have those limited edition items, because not people are thinking about that, but that cream blush is great for your younger people. The eyeshadows will be great. The lip balms will be great. But if you wait to order, they might be sold out. And the same thing with the adopt a grandparent. Like we want to make sure we're ordering now before the stuff's all sold out. Now you can still get them at Bliss. You just won't get the fuzzy socks, but you want to try to order as much as you can early. So the thing about Christmas sales, it's a little bit different than the rest of the year. When Christmas sales launch, you typically have to invest more upfront, but you're not reordering it again as you get closer to Christmas. Now, if you sell it, you do more. Yes, you reorder, but you don't keep reordering through Christmas for Christmas sales because you've already finished Christmas. So Christmas is a little bit different as far as how the inventory works. So you might have to upfront some to get the products now, but then that becomes my goal. Okay, so I ordered 25 lip balms. My goal is to sell 25 lip balms. Well, with the Santa Kisses, that lip balm, that would probably be really cute. And then they have different colored and flavored Hershey Kisses. So you can make it work when they come out to match the little pink box. Like they have the red and white Santa hat ones and they have the Grinch one. So like you could, like they have all the cute little ideas. And so you can just
Is that what those little tiny
wrap it up.
hats are for?
Yes. I'm gonna show you in a second. We're gonna make some. They were really made for the hand sanitizer, but those are going away. But the elf does not say hand sanitizer, the little elf wrap. So we put it on a lip gloss. So I'll show you guys. The penguin and the Santa say hand sanitizer. You would either have to cover it or cut it, which you can. You absolutely can. But I ended up using the elf one on a couple different things because those are pretty cute. So, and then next year they'll have something else because we'll have other products, so it's just how it works. Another of my favorite ideas is pillow gifts, because guys don't think Christmas. So you say, you're reaching out to somebody and say, hey, Wesley, you got Nicole's gift? He was like, yeah, girl, I got that taken care of already. Oh, cool. You got her pillow gift? And they're going to look at you dead in your face and say, what's the pillow gift? Every single one of them. They do not know what a pillow gift is. Oh, it's just a last minute thing. You can either, put it on her pillow like Christmas Eve, or you can put it by the coffee pot Christmas morning, just like a little extra something. You could even stick it in her stocking, like the same thing with the stocking idea. They don't think about the stocking. So it's just like, and we sell it to them with the idea, like it's a little thank you. Cause usually, you know, the wives, like they buy the presents, they wrap the presents, they, you know, they kind of take care of a lot on the back end of the holidays. So it's just a little extra thank you. And watch, they're like, oh, okay. Well, what does that look like? Well, I can do, you know, 25, 55, or 75. Most people are going to pick the middle one, so the 55. So you get a couple of things, you wrap them up, and he could do however he wants, you know. Um, so pillow gifts is a great one, and then the what was the one I just said? Stockings. All right, and that's where when it's an open sale, you go through and you say, okay, what's limited edition? What do I need to move? Because I know she uses repair cleanser, but she's gonna buy that herself. I want to give her something she's not gonna buy herself. And then if she doesn't like it, guess what? You can exchange it. And you tell him, if you go buy it at Victoria's Secret, they ain't calling her to make sure she liked it, are they? And he's like, no. So you're like, I know. Here's where I come in. I'm gonna make sure she likes it. And I'm gonna, blah, blah. And she can exchange it if she doesn't love it. And I'm gonna reach out to her if I know her after. And I'm gonna say, hey, look, I know here's my gosh for this. Listen, if you don't love it, I can exchange it. Don't keep it. I've had customers do that. And I have the same customer every year. Her husband texts me, hey, what can I get for $60, $70, whatever the price point is? And I'll say, I don't know, I can put something together for you. How about a little tower? And look, all you have to do is send a picture of the wrapping. Yeah, that's cute. Give me that. And then you say, well, I can go to like your Facebook or her Facebook and like see like, does she wear makeup? Does she not wear makeup? Like, how does she dress? Like, that'll give you an idea of what you can gift her, right? And so then you just tell him, like, I'm a customize it for her, specifically for her, all the little, and then some. And then afterwards, if she don't sell it, you exchange it and you do whatever you need to with it. But this same lady every year returns whatever I put her, and she gets the same thing she buys every year. But I'm like, I can gift those to like my kids. I can, so I don't care. But one day she'll keep one or two things, but she does return whatever she doesn't want. Like I had somebody do it the 12 days of Christmas one year. They wanted to return the makeup remover that was travel size. I was like, well, we can't take that back. You might as well like keep it. Like they didn't buy that. That was like a free gift. Like, so you just keep it, give it away. Like they wanted to return the makeup remover. And I was like, okay, like I was like, well, you can return it, but it's not worth anything. That was a free gift. Really, you only pay for the big products in there, because that's how they came. Because when those originally came out, Mary Kay actually put the stuff in it for us. So like, it wasn't like it was, something separate that I could do. So I was like, okay. Holiday pop-up shops is really what those places are going to call them now. Hey, can I come do a pop-up for your customers? That way, or your workers, that way they don't have to leave work, they can blah blah blah, and everything's taken care of, and I wrap and deliver. And they're like, really? Like they think it's like the most brilliant idea, y'all. I'm like, okay, so you just have to sell it to the right people and get over there. And so then if like Nicole, you're a teacher, so like bring your basket to school, putting in the lounge, like or if you trust people obviously. But hey, here's some gifting ideas, or you carry it around and people are like, what's it called carrying around over there? Like kind of thing. So just put yourself out there. That way, you're all set. Going back to the Pink Friday, I used to do it the day after, but even if people just shop online, I didn't get the same results. So I moved it to the week before. I've seen people do Pink Wednesday if you want to do the day before Thanksgiving, like where they're not as busy. So like the Friday before is my favorite because people aren't as busy. They've not spent all their money yet. And then you can kind of run it however you want. Most of the time when we do Pink Friday, it's the earlier you buy, the more you save. So from like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. it's 30% off, and then 20, and then, whatever. And it goes down throughout the day. Monday used to be called Cyber Monday. I feel like we buy a lot more online, so I don't know if Cyber Monday still is exciting. I used to do, but you can't do something bigger than what you already did. So you can't do 20% off on Pink Friday and then 30% off on Cyber Monday. People are gonna be pissed. Like, why would you do that? You'd have to do 30%. Then, okay, my lowest number I went was 15. So then on Cyber Monday, everything online's 15% off. Same kind of thing or less than you did the last time. Okay. So just keep that in mind. I think that's all of the. Any questions about holiday sales before we start? I'm making tea. Nope. Okay. Logging off and logging right back on, y'all. Hopefully this is the last time, okay? Because I want the make and take to be separate for y'all, especially y'all, so you could just watch that part. So I'm gonna jump off and be right back on.